This is something for those all lives matter people. I just want to let you know, yeah, all lives do matter. But right now the focus is on black lives to make sure that all lives matter. It's like you're not understanding the fact that we're saying black lives matter because to a lot of us, it feels like our lives don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? On a day-to-day basis, like, the socioeconomic crisis that's going on is affecting black people more than most other people. And of course Hispanics too, because they're kind of like second class citizens as well. But here's the thing, right? We have a 13th Amendment that literally says, right, you're free until you're convicted of a crime. Then you get to go back to being a slave. It says that right on the second part of it. But we don't hear anybody talk about that because, it's not that important, right? We don't need to change that. We don't need to ratify that. We don't need to modify that. Whatever word you want to use. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal with that? How about, Black Wall Street? There's 8 different times that Black Wall Street existed. But for some reason, we don't talk about that and how it was burned to the ground and looted and everything taken from it. Or how about when we did receive the 40 acres and a mule? Because a lot of black people don't know that we did get the 40 acres and a mule originally when Abraham Lincoln was alive, right after the Civil War. And you know what happened? They gave us, black people, 40 acres and a mule, let us toil the land, and then they reap the fruits of our labor because they came and took that shit from us once it was time to harvest. That's what happened, okay? So every time we build something for ourselves, it gets overshadowed or destroyed, okay? How comes I didn't know that there were black people, right, involved in getting the first man to outer space and to the moon? How comes the movie had to tell me that? Why isn't that something that was taught to me? I don't understand that. What's the thought process for people that say all lives matter when mine doesn't? When you can listen to my message and other people like me and the people that look like me's message, and you're just like, well, fucking all lives matter. That's like saying, right, your kid got shot in the face. I'm like, well, that kid over there got shot in the face too. It's wrong that both of them got shot in the face. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is the focus is on your kid right now. Okay? And in order to get to the bottom of the solution, right, in terms of Black Lives Matter, right, for us, for black lives that do matter, right, because all black lives matter, even the ones that don't agree with what I'm saying. For us to get to the bottom of this problem, for us to find a solution, we have to have prison reform, economic reform, justice reform, okay? And the big part is economic reform, because it seems like we're always at the lower end. Did you know, statistically, right, that white people have 80 times more wealth than a black person? 80 times. Excuse me. We make up about 13% of the population. Why is it that we make up the majority of the people that are in jail? It's not because we're inherently criminal or evil. That's stupid. We're human beings just like someone else with a different skin tone. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at other impoverished countries, right, their crime rates are higher too because they don't have shit. If you don't have anything, all they do is kill the people around them or eat out of fucking trash cans, which does happen too, right? Or have nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because they feel like crap. Now, I'm not making an excuse saying that it's right for them to do the wrong things, but if that's all they know, what the fuck do you expect them to do? So if that's all somebody in the ghetto knows, what the fuck do you expect them to do when originally their figureheads, mothers and fathers, are like, you took away from them. You took the, like in the 70s, right? You know what happened? They took the jobs out of the black community, right? They took the black businesses out of the black community. Or if there was a strong black community, they built a fucking highway through that community. They didn't allow banks to give loans. Black people didn't have their own bank. You understand what I'm saying? So we're at a disadvantage at every turn because anytime we try to come together, right, and stand for ourselves, you kill them. You kill us. You kill our leaders. You kill the people trying to go in the right direction because you want to oppress us. You want to keep us down. And that's not a fucking joke. That's a fact. So maybe you should actually listen and see what's around you, especially those with business degrees and economic degrees. You guys should know because you practice that shit on a daily. How is it that redlining still happens? And it does still happen. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. You can look up TD Bank, Bank of America, Citigroup, Chase, fucking Wells Fargo, all being fined for doing that shit. Okay? It happens still to this day. To people of color, to black people, to Hispanics as well. You understand what I'm saying? Think about it, right? we have the least amount of wealth. They want us to go to college and get a degree and hopefully get a job. Right? A lot of black people who have black-owned businesses, for the most part, don't really have employees. Now, there are a few that do. I'm not going to say there aren't, because that'd be stupid, right? But when you look at black-owned businesses, a lot of them are self-contractors. They can't employ anybody else. Okay? So we don't get a chance to build a strong business or a strong community because at every turn, we're shit on, ripped apart, right? And for the most part, you attack those who are around you. So when you talk about black on black crime, what the fuck do you expect? When those people have nothing. When we have nothing. Now, again, I'm not saying it's right. But I can understand, can you? Can you? When you say all lives matter, do you really believe that shit? Do you really, when you say all lives matter, do you really believe that shit? You really don't, though. You're just saying that to try to counteract or to counter-protest my protest. That's what you're doing. Because you don't want to hear what the fuck I have to say. You don't want to face the truth. The hardest place to look is in the fucking mirror. Because you can't lie to yourself at the end of the day. Or you could try, but you really know what's what. And right now, and how it's been, is really fucked up. Now, we want to make a change. You're comfortable. I'm not. So what do we do when we're uncomfortable? We move. And that's what this is, a movement. So either with us or against us, straight like that.